Now, granted, they start at the crack of dawn and they leave every day probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock. But they are putting these homes up really fast.
Well, they were kind enough to install a doorstop. But the problem is the door handle.
This is an American wall. It's made out of paper and air. And our exterior walls are made out of the same stuff.
Just a little. This is my favorite one yet. Look at this garage. For real? What the?
Thought I'd share this with you. So I walk by, you can see the light blinking through the black. I think we forgot a little something.
Hey everyone, I'm Breeze and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into something that's been making a lot of homeowners, buyers, and even insurance agents lose their minds. New construction homes in 2025 and the massive problems they're facing. Seriously, some of the stuff we're seeing right now is beyond shoddy. It's almost fraudulent. And we're going to react to real comments from people just like you who have seen the chaos firsthand. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's break this down.
What's up? What's up? Listen, if you're in the market to buy a new house, I'll say this, man. You do not buy a house after 2020. You want to know why? Okay, I'll show you why. Hold on. Most of these houses go up in 4 days. No joke. We pour the foundation. They don't even wait a day for it to cure. Not even a day. I want you to see something real quick. Look at that. Oh, look at how even that is. Yep. Wait a second. No, that's not even the start of it. I mean, I'm going all over this place and see how far off they are. Look at that. Oh man, I know I'm not buying a brand new house. If you want something good, you gotta do it yourself. I mean, look at that. Oh my, no. No, this is not the kind of quality you want to have. I mean, this is weak at what it is.
So we just moved into a new build community on June 1st, right? So the only houses that had frames up on this side of the street was this house right here and that one right there. It was just a frame, nothing else. So you can see they've added windows, roofing, they've wrapped the homes, everything, like that. But since then, this right here, that was just a concrete slab. This was a concrete slab, and you see they've gotten those homes up as well. But also, they've gotten 1, 2, 3 those homes up, and you can see at the very end they've started to put the frame up on another house. Y'all, we moved in on the 1st, and you see how quickly they have put these homes up. Now, granted, they start at the crack of dawn and they leave every day probably about 5:30, 6 o'clock. But they are putting these homes up really fast.
Look at this. Oh my God. Isn't it great? Yes. I know, it's my dream. I have goosebumps everywhere. This is out of this world. Oh, birthday. I know. Happy birthday.
Someone said, this isn't shoddy work. This has reached the point of fraud. And honestly, yeah, that sums it up perfectly. We're not just talking about corners being cut or paint chipping. We're talking about entire walls, roofs, and plumbing that should never pass inspection, and yet they get sold as if they're perfect. In 2025, some builders are more concerned about hitting quotas and making a profit than actually delivering a home that's safe and structurally sound.
You know it's going to be a good inspection when you pull up and the real building city code inspector is out front getting ready to inspect the same house that you're getting ready to inspect. Okay, met with the city inspector, great guy. He brought me over here to the side of the house and he said, hey, Jordan, look at this. You see this expansion joint here? Well, this expansion joint is sealed here, but it's not sealed up here. Okay, all finished up with the city inspector. He needs that expansion joint sealed up and then this place is ready to go. Now let's see what I come up with. Well, they were kind enough to install a doorstop. But the problem is the door handle. Nobody will notice. I wonder if they're trying to hide something. Yep. Look at the toilet here. I can't believe they were gonna leave it like this.
Here's the new home. Comes with a shoe print right in the front entryway. Jam is split where they screwed in the latch plate. A little loose. Under the kitchen sink. Looks like they forgot that cover for the junction box. That's alright, it's moving ready. There's the oven, it's been on for about 10 minutes and it's still at 100 degrees, which means it's not heating at all. The garage wall, the sill gasket is out of place. On the roof, this fascia got cut with a hammer, leaving a nice gap. Custom flashing detail here. Just overlap it and bend it. Couple shiners here. They're not sealed down because there are nails underdriven below them.
Then we have, the solution is not inspectors. The solution is ending these companies that build these shoddy homes. Enough of this already. I mean, can you imagine? We send inspectors, and yeah, they catch some things, but the bigger issue? Some of these companies have figured out ways to game the system, get minimal fines, and just keep building. Regulators are struggling to keep up, and homeowners end up paying the price.
This is an American wall. It's made out of paper and air. And our exterior walls are made out of the same stuff.
Just a little.
This is a German wall, made out of bricks and plaster. And look at how thick it is. 10 inches thick.
This is a South African wall, made out of brick and cement. You see how strong is that? Now that's really strong. Brick and cement. Not drywall and wood.
You know what? I'm completely tired of those of you outside of the US saying that our houses are built primarily out of tissue paper, because that is completely and totally not true. Let me show you. They're made of cardboard.
You can hear conversations through the walls, footsteps up the stairs, banging pots in the kitchen when you're across the house. That's just life in most American homes. Walls are thin and the opposite of soundproof, and something always needs to be fixed. And most homes aren't even that old. There should be no excuse that they're falling apart. But why are they like this, especially when other areas have sturdy, thick houses that last hundreds and hundreds of years?
There's one thing about American homes that I find really, really surprising, where, a lot of wealthy people live. But what I noticed is that all of their houses are made of wood. And a house can cost $15 million, but it's still gonna be made of wood. In a country where I come from, people prefer houses made of stone, concrete, because they're supposed to be more stable, more long-lasting. And I started digging, why do people use wood for houses in the US? First of all, it's a historical thing. When people came to the US, they were amazed by the amount of wood here. Second thing, it's faster and cheaper to build with wood.
One of these concrete walls has a fire rating of around 4 hours till it's destroyed, as compared to a wooden framed wall, which only has a rating of around an hour. Insurance carriers also have long-term data suggesting that homes constructed of brick are less likely to be destroyed by natural hazards. And if saving money is your game, the U.S. Department of Energy estimates that you could save $340 a month, or over $4,000 a year on heating and cooling if you live in a brick house over a wood one. It's estimated that losses from wildfires have added up to $5.1 billion over the past 10 years, a number made even more bloated by all the wood-framed houses.
Check this out. My brother works in insurance, and he said they no longer insure Dr. Nat Horton Homes because of 7% of the H.R. Horton Homes. They insured that all those fires, which were significantly above the average home. Whoa. That is insane. Imagine your home catching fire and your insurance company just won't touch it because the builder's track record is that bad. That's not just a construction problem, that's a safety issue. And it's happening more often than most people realize.
This is how your new Lennar homes are being built. Wood framing. How do we feel about that? Ultimately, this is what the product would look like, but this is wood framing here in Florida.
Then someone said, the quality of the homes goes down as the prices keep climbing up. Crazy times we live in. Yes, it's almost like the higher the price tag, the more they convince you it's worth it, while cutting corners behind the scenes. People are literally paying more money for worse quality, and that's not hype. It's reality in 2025.
Got some new condos built in my neighborhood. You gotta hop the curb to get in your car garage. It's pretty cool. This is my favorite one yet. Look at this garage. For real? What the?
I find it so interesting that most people don't want to buy a new construction home anymore. I did this video the other day, screenshot here, and I asked, yay or nay to new construction homes? And the majority of the comments were nay, just because of the quality of build and people's opinions. A lot say it depends on the builder. People are just saying from all these different states, like, no, I bought this new construction home. I'm having all these issues. I'm better off buying something built 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. I just find that so interesting. People were definitely not saying that 30 years ago when it comes to new construction homes. Times have changed.
American houses look good until you realize that they're all made of wood. And if it catches fire, the whole thing is burning down quickly.
The whole structure is sticks. That's insane.
Here's a story from someone else. My in-laws got a new roof this summer. My husband found a ton of issues and things that were in the bed that didn't get done. So he called the roofers out and showed him all of his mistakes. The roofer didn't take it serious until my husband threatened to call the contractors board and report him and give him a bad review. The next week, the roofer took the messed up roof off and replaced it free of charge. My husband watched pretty much the whole time. It was the biggest work of shame, watching him rip off this new roof he just installed. This right here is peak 2025 construction. Homeowners having to play detective, calling out professional roofers, threatening boards, just to get a basic job done right. And it's not just roofing, it's plumbing, electrical, framing, everything. All right, moving on. Everything is open concrete with high ceilings. It sounds great until you realize it was just a way to cheap out building rooms or living space. And also, the utilities are through the roof since you have to heat or cool the entire house whether you want to or not. Yep, open concept might look trendy in Instagram photos, but the reality? It's expensive, inefficient, and sometimes uncomfortable. People think they're getting luxury, but what they're really getting is a way for builders to save money on materials. And don't even get me started on those utility bills.
Here at Adams Homes, the prices are falling. We're offering up to $20,000 in flex cash. Come on in.
So something pretty interesting is happening in the housing market right now, specifically about new construction. So due to record cancellations in July, new home sales were expected to decline going into August. But clearly that assumption could not have been more wrong, as new home sales have exploded 20.5% month over month. This is the biggest month over month increase since August of 2022. And a big reason for this could be the fact that new home prices are actually cheaper than existing home prices right now. Realtor.com shows us that new builds are going for around $218 per square foot versus $226 for resales. Add that with the fact that builders typically offer a lot of incentives like rate buy downs and even contribute towards closing costs. It really is no wonder why we're seeing this type of surge in the new home market.
Someone said, I am building my own home now, at the rough framing stage. 1,000 square feet. The inspection process for me as an owner-builder is off the charts, how close they look at everything, every little detail. But the commercial builders, they always get a pass for the worst garbage one can imagine. Disgusting. It's kind of wild, right? Someone building their own small home gets scrutinized to the extreme, but big developers? They get a pass for mistakes that would never fly in a smaller project. That's the reality. It's almost like size and money give you immunity.
Only menacing the finishing touches and close to completion here in Richmond, Texas. A recent price reduction just brought this home under $400,000 with a down payment around $13,000 and closing cost credits. Out-of-pocket expenses are minimal.
From the low 400s for just this little slab, that's a problem. That's a huge problem.
They building all these damn apartments and ain't nobody gonna be able to afford this.
So y'all, I just came to this unit and I'm like, dang, they couldn't clean up before I come? Whatever, it's cool. I come outside and I notice I'm right in front of the jail. I am right in front of the jail. Look, you see? Hey, turn up, turn up. I got the jail lit. That is so funny. They playing basketball down there and they have a perfect view of this unit. So yeah, for only $3,000, you and your best friend could rent this 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit at downtown 5th Miami. Corner unit, lots of natural lighting. You know, everything else gonna get cleaned up. It's just the view. You know, if you don't mind having friendly neighbors, they right here.
Then someone else said, every time I see a new construction home, it follows by don't buy or an inspector pointing out red flags. Exactly. Inspectors are like modern-day heroes at this point. But here's the sad part. Most buyers don't even know what to look for until it's too late. They walk into a brand new home expecting perfection, and instead they get months of repairs, surprise expenses, and sometimes safety hazards.
These are the top 4 worst home builders in the country according to online reviews. Number 1, Clayton Homes. Clayton Homes specializes in modular and manufactured homes. They have a 1.8 star rating on consumeraffairs.com and a 1.44 rating on the Better Business Bureau. People constantly complain about bad plumbing, bad construction quality, late deliveries, and more. Also, good luck trying to get any sort of resolution or warranties with Clayton Homes, because if you call them, they're just going to give you the runaround. Number 2, D.R. Horton. D.R. Horton is the largest home builder in the country and one of the worst ones out there. They have a 1.4 rating on Trustpilot, 1.8 rating on consumeraffairs.com, and they constantly have a lawsuit about the bad quality of their homes in multiple states. People constantly complain about the bad materials, questionable contractors, bad customer service, and really their overpriced homes. Not to mention that their in-house mortgage lender, DHI Mortgage, is one of the worst mortgage companies out there. So do yourself a favor and stay away from D.R. Horton. Number 3, Lennar. Lennar is one of the largest builders in the country, and they have operations in 26 different states. They have a 1.23 star rating on the Better Business Bureau, a 1.4 rating on Trustpilot, and a 1.1 on consumeraffairs.com. Customers mainly complain about Lennar's lack of quality, lack of resolution of problems as the main issue, and there are hundreds of complaints about their plumbing issues, bad customer service, and not abiding by the warranty that they offer. Number 4, Pulte homes. Pulte homes are expensive homes built with shitty, cheap material, bad constructions. They have a 1.6 rating on pissconsumer.com and a whopping 1.1 rating on the Better Business Bureau. They're also known to give you the runaround when it comes to claims on their warranties. Pulte is also known to have several lawsuits across different states, but their most notorious one was a class action lawsuit in Florida for $78 million due to defective stucco installation in thousands of homes that they built between 2008 through 2016. So there you go. Stay away from buying any homes from any of these builders on this list.
Check this out. We just bought a 45-year-old house just south of Tampa. Concrete block wall and solid as a rock. It's been through many hurricanes, and it's still standing strong. And this one. My husband and I are about to pay off our 1991 built home bought in 2013. They plan to just renovate rooms as we have the money rather than sell and build a new house. Can't trust these new constructions. These perfectly illustrate why some people are sticking with older homes. Quality, durability, and peace of mind often outweigh shiny new things that fall apart after a few years.
Apartment amenities are the funniest thing of all time because you'll be on a tour and the leasing agent's like, yeah, here's this big open room with a couple couches in it. You can have parties here, but you're not allowed to have guests. Oh, and we have a ping pong table. Get this. We're the only building in Tampa with an Olympic-sized ping pong table. The only one. Oh, do you guys have a hot tub? No hot tub, but ping pong table Olympic size. And besides the common room that you'll never use once in your entire time living here, we're the only building in Tampa with the gym on the 10th floor. Those other guys that have it on the 8th floor, the 6th floor, our gym, 10th floor. Oh, and the rent? $3,000 a month.
New home inspection. The widow's already living here. Window, brick sill, completely uneven, no weep hole cover, and a big gap in the corner. The grading is too low along the foundation here at this corner. Must have ran out of caulk.
Here we are, new construction and a rough wall inspection. Now check this out. I thought I'd share this with you. As I walk by, you can see the light blinking through the black. I think we forgot a little something. And this is new construction, as you can see. The nicest thing in here is that ladder. That ladder and the breaker box that just zipped past. Yeah, let me know what you think. You can't make this stuff up.
So how about I'm supposed to be closing on my D.R. Horton build home next week, and now all I see on my TikTok feed is how crappy the builds are. Drop some comments in the comments below about things that you've had trouble with. That way, when I do my walkthrough prior to closing, I can know exactly what to look for and make sure that they fix it. Because apparently, new builds from D.R. Horton are not the wave.
This is a new neighborhood, brand new home. Look at the roof condition. These shingles are all beat up. These are in really rough shape. Too much exposure here. Those nails, all this. Look at the house next door. Look at all that damage. Damaged shingle. More damage over here. There's a cut shingle. There's one of the attic vents. All the exposed nails. Shingles are buckled up on the side here. They weren't trimmed right.
Sometimes, renovating an older home is just smarter than trusting a brand new construction that could crumble. Finally, I cleaned houses for a living and can tell you that some of these brand new homes started to fall apart in just a couple of years. I cleaned an absolutely beautiful mansion that had been built just a couple of years ago. It had a large marble tub in the master bathroom that was cracked all the way down in the middle. Horrible. This is the kicker. Brand new homes shouldn't be falling apart after a couple of years. Marble tubs cracking, roofs failing, plumbing leaks. It's all a reality some buyers face. And while it might look perfect in photos, the reality behind the walls is a whole different story. So there you have it. Why new construction homes have massive problems in 2025. From fraudulent work to corner cutting, insurance nightmares, and utilities that cost a fortune, it's a lot to take in. If you're thinking about buying new, do your homework, inspect everything, And don't just trust the shiny brochure. And hey, if you've got stories like these, drop them in the comments. We'll react to them in the next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a breakdown like this. Thanks for watching, and stay smart out there.